I sponsor a child, and my wife sponsors one. Whatever car comes to be disposed of in my shop, we donate them to the Army of the Kind.
My first trip to Haiti was in '04. I went with a group of graduate students. We were very focused on meeting the health needs. This time, totally different than my first experience. Being led by the Spirit with a team that has the same heart. I think that's why the work with AOTK is so sustainable, because people see that.
I went to this mission trip in seek of sponsoring a child.
When I went over to Haiti and I saw the children there, it really broke my heart, because here we are living almost selfishly because we complain about everything.
When I was in the Dominican Republic, we were in the nutrition center, and the children who are sponsored, they line up to receive their meal. But there were still so many children outside of the building asking for food. We couldn't feed them. We had to wait till the children that did have sponsors got their meal first, and so some of the kids would take the food that they were given and go to the window and feed their sibling or their friend or just another child. And so that was so impacting for me to see that not only children that are still in need of sponsors so that they can receive a meal, but also these children who don't have anything to eat shared the little bit that they received as well with someone else.
There's these two sisters who are in the orphanage, and these girls were probably about 10 and 13 years old. They're probably legally blind, but I watched as they cared for the younger kids. These little girls who should be cared for themselves and held themselves were taking so much motherly care of the younger babies that were there. And just to see what a role that those girls play in the younger kids' lives, it just touched me.
A mother came to the orphanage to leave her children, and the children were really upset, and the mother did everything that she could to calm them down and to explain that she would be back, but she just couldn't take care of them. And so some of the boys from the orphanage ran over to these kids and they embraced them and they said, "You're gonna be okay, this is a great place." And so I know that the Army of the Kind is doing amazing, wonderful things and impacting children's lives.
One of the people on our team, they gave one of the kids a beef jerky, and this kid broke the beef jerky into 20 pieces and shared it with all the other kids that were in the house. And I thought that was so beautiful.
My husband and I were sponsoring a child in Peru. And then our daughter went to college and we had a college tuition bill to meet. And so we kind of panicked and started looking at our finances and what we felt that we needed to cut. And we decided, okay, well, we committed for just a year and we did too, so we're gonna stop the sponsorship for our child in Peru. When I went to Bombita and saw the need there, I came back with such a conviction of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I stopped the sponsorship when there's such a big need. And so I went on the website as soon as I got home. I saw this little girl, and her name is Vianelis. And Vianelis is the pastor's daughter, Pastor Manolo, and they live there in Bombita. And I just remember feeling like this shock that the pastor's daughter was in need of a sponsor. The fact that just because they're the pastors there doesn't make them any different. They don't feel like they should be first in line. I immediately was compelled to click on that link and sponsor her.
Her name is Manesi. Her father was killed, and then her mother just gave her away to this elderly lady. And the first thing in my mind was like, okay, she needs shampoos, she needs soap, clothes, she needs shoes, this is what she needs. And all she said was, all I want is a doll. And I was like, Manesi, you need more than a doll. And she goes, no, this is all I want. It's just a doll.
Since then, I've been reaching out to my network of others involved in healthcare to try to align those resources and those hearts towards meeting the needs that I saw. Reached out to an ophthalmologist. I'm hoping to bring a lot of glasses because the visual needs of the kids. You know, a lot of them, their quality of life could be greatly impacted by just a simple thing like having some glasses. So I believe we're going to bring them over in December.
Before I started donating to Army of the Kind, I used to give these cars away to a junker, you know, and they used to give me like $150 or something, you know, and then they used to throw them away. And I said, well, there's got to be a better purpose, you know, for these cars to be useful. So when I logged in and I saw that we could do it through them, then I started just doing that.
When it comes to serving with AOTK, if the Lord is leading you in that way, I would say just kind of abandon the fear and go for it, because you never know how He'll use your hands, how He'll use your heart to bless others, and it can be a life-defining experience for you.
I didn't want the work that I did out on the trip to end. I wanted to continue to give back, and so I started volunteering here at the Let's Change store. And so maybe you don't have the opportunity or the time to be able to go out there, but you can come here to the Let's Change store and give of your time.
As Marisol always says, these are our kids, you know, so we're thinking about them, removing any barriers to them living out the calling that God has on their lives.
If you can sponsor a child, it's really just $25. With that money, we can really bless a child's life.
My heart is to help others, and since I cannot be there, you know, physically, they do my physical part through helping them financially.
I sponsor a beautiful little girl named Angeline that I got to meet in Haiti. I think that just makes my sponsorship and my relationship with her just that more special.
The love that you show to these kids is going to last even beyond any physical improvements you can do to the edifice or the buildings that they live in. That goes beyond a skill set. It really is about your heart. It's about the love you show, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters.